taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Navigation trading on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to today's day trading live stream, Wednesday, February 11th. Stocks moving higher after the employment data. S&P up 42, NASDAQ up 209, Russell up 22, and the Dow up 227. Dow and the Russell up about the same. S&P and Dow up about 0.5%. Gold up 1.2%. Silver is up 5%. Notes and bonds both down a little under 0.5%. 10-year yield up over 1%. Oil up 2.6%. Natural gas down 0.5%. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all plus or minus about 0.33%. Euro and the pound are slightly red. Bitcoin down 1%. VIX contracting after the report. It's down 4.7%, back below 17, currently at 16.95. So my 1DTE doesn't qualify today, no calendars, so I'll be jumping straight into the directional stuff. Biggest stocks moving on my watch list, we've got Shopify, who had earnings. It's up almost 10%. SNDK's up 6.5%. MU's up 6%. A lot of chip stocks are strong. NVIDIA's up 2%. TSM up 2%. SMCI's up. Microsoft is up 1%. Tesla's up 0.5%. Amazon's up about 0.5%. A-Lab is down 11%. Hood had earnings. It's down 9.5%. Coinbase is down 3%. A lot of the crypto stocks are down. Baba's down 1%. Handful of reds, mostly green though. S&P currently pushing through previous day high. All three indices right at previous day's high coming into the open. SPX looks like it'll have about a little over 31 point expected move, almost 32 points. All right. Good morning, everyone. 10 seconds till the bell. There is the bell. I'm going to mark SPX expected move at 31.96. About a point higher than yesterday. PLTR is weak. It's back down to yesterday's low. Initial move in stocks, S&P and NASDAQ pushing above previous day high. Tesla, nice push right off previous day high. Apple pushing through previous day high. Nvidia right at it. MU pushing above pre-market highs. Strong. If I trade Tesla today, it'll be the 2 DTE. I'm going to load up the 435 calls. MU, I'm going to load up calls in MU. Also the 2 DTE, I would use the 410s. NASDAQ rejecting a little bit at previous day high so far. SNDK is up 8%. It's pulling back to previous day high. SNDK on the 2 DTEs. I'm going to load up the 600s just in case. Those are wide, pretty wide. Tesla still pushing. MU pulling right back to pre-market high. Tezzy ripping. Banks are all looking strong. So I would need a pullback in. I'm not going to trade SNDK. I'm just going to take that off. But I'm watching MU. Watching MU at pre-market highs. Tesla would need to pull back, but Tesla has the most strength here so far. MU's still kind of dipping. Big push and reversal. PLTR super weak, pushing down to previous day or pre-market lows. Little weakness coming in. All three indices now below previous day high. Tesla pulling back a little bit. Still watching MU and Tesla. If you want to get in some SNDK, it's still holding previous day high, but I'm going to pass on that one. Tesla had a little pause, but pushing back up towards highs. Microsoft acting weak. Amazon weak. Bitcoin dipping. Tezzy back up to highs. Nvidia is just kind of chopping near previous day high. I'm still watching MU if it starts to get aggressive back to the upside. NASDAQ and S&P dipping, Russell dipping, Bitcoin dipping still. Tesla definitely showing the most strength here early. PLTR below previous day low, kind of flush below pre-market lows. Microsoft super weak. Amazon super weak. Tesla, a little pause. Apple starting to bounce. Apple showing a little bit of strength back above previous day high. Tesla now pulling back. MU starting to pop back up a little bit. Trading the 2 DTE options today. Tesla 435 calls and MU 410 calls are the two that I have loaded up. Tesla's little dip looks like it's getting bought up. Don't like how the indices made that strong push and then rejecting previous day high. Amazon popped up to previous day low and it's kind of getting pushed back down. PLTR still near lows. Tesla starting to bounce again. I'm not quite ready to jump in Tesla. We're seeing a lot of weakness. Apple looking strong now. S&P, NASDAQ starting to bounce. All right, I'm going to take Tesla, 435 calls here. S&P, NASDAQ starting to bounce here. See if they can show some strength back up into previous day high or highs of day. I'm going to be pretty quick to cut Tesla if it moves back below that previous 5-minute bar, basically that 432 level. Tessie bouncing. First profit target at $7. Want to get out a little bit right below highs of day if you can make another little push. MU is still chopping around pre-market highs. Amazon new lows. Microsoft new lows. Meta new lows. S&P and NASDAQ's little bounce getting pushed back down. Oh, Tesla new, no follow through.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order partially filled.
AMD getting a good bounce.
Order filled.
SNDK bounced off of previous day high nicely. So getting some strength coming in chips now. IWM still weak. Netflix weak. Tessie needs to push. MU trying to come back above pre-market highs. MU's trying to reclaim pre-market high here. Some of these chips, SMH getting strong, AMD getting strong, SNDK. I'd be trading the 410 calls in MU. I'm going to take MU here. Filled at 811. Popping right back up above pre-market highs. See if MU wants to take another trip up to highs of day. Tesla's still holding up, but no follow through yet. S&P, NASDAQ trying to bounce here. Man, AMD's pumping. Need MU to follow AMD. SMH strong. That SNDK right at previous day high would have been a nice one. I just don't like how wide those are. I just took it off my list. I'll take a first profit target in MU at 940. Tesla almost to our profit target. Apple still holding above previous day high. Meta making new lows with volume. Amazon had some volume too on that flush, but it's trying to bounce. All right. S&P and NASDAQ getting smashed back down. Russell staying weak. Tezzy holding well. MU dipped a little bit. AMD. Something lit a fire under AMD. Nvidia's just chopping near previous day high. MU no follow through. I liked the one of the reasons I jumped in MU. It had that initial strength. It's got a nice, pretty good daily chart, and then all the chips started getting strong. So all that together kind of made me want to jump into MU, and it's at pre-market high, kind of a decent level to manage risk around. But it's just kind of chopping here. Need the S&P and NASDAQ back to highs. Russell is acting super weak. Big rejection out of the Russell. Tezzy trying to bounce. Profit target in Tesla's at $7. It's trading at about $6.80. MU just kind of chopping. AMD rejecting previous day high with volume. Big volume spike in AMD on that push, but now it's kind of rejecting. Nvidia is still holding strong, kind of acting like it may want to go if this market gets strong. All right, MU needs to bounce here. I'm not going to give it too much room to the downside. Tesla dipping again. Can't get through that level. S&P and NASDAQ dipping a little bit. IWM flushing. IWM just went red. S&P through lows. NASDAQ dipping.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
PLTR kind of chopping, bounced back up to previous day low. Amazon's starting to bounce, a couple bars now. Meta's flush got bought up a little bit. IWM bounced off of yesterday's close. S&P ticked through lows of day, and it's bouncing a little bit. NVIDIA is now dipping below previous day high. Apple's still trying to climb back up to its first 5-minute push. No, continued weakness. Not seeing that continued strength that we saw pre-market from the jobs report or from the employment data. MU is on the chopping blocks if it doesn't bounce here. I mean, it's just choppy. I kind of got into it as a proxy for what I saw happening in some of the other chip stocks and SMH, but it's not participating. Intel is climbing. It's up almost 5%. Apple up to highs. Tesla dipping a little bit. MU still chopping. Microsoft through lows. AMD, pretty good rejection off that previous day high after that big push. Apple showing the most strength now. It's up 1.2%. IWM now pushing into yesterday's low. Amazon still bouncing while the S&P and NASDAQ are coming down. S&P at lows, NASDAQ just chop, and Russell super weak. Crypto stocks coming down, acting weak. Banks reversed. They're acting weak now. So Tesla and MU are both kind of at that point where they're going to get cut if they don't bounce here. Apple now dipping. All right, Tesla is on the verge of getting cut here. Let's see if we get any kind of bounce here.
Order filled.
I cut Tesla. MU, I will give just a minute. Give an MU just a minute to see if it's going to bounce here. Otherwise, I'll cut it as well. Netflix, super weak. Google, weak. Amazon's little bounce getting pushed back down. Microsoft at lows. AMD, man, that thing acted like it was going to the moon, but just hit its level that it wanted, and it was done. Watching MU. SMH now rolling over. All right, I'm going to cut MU. All right, out of MU. PLTR continued weakness, bounced up to previous day low. Now it's pushing through lows of day. Just going to watch the indices here for a little bit. See how we act. I liked the continuation of strength after the employment data, but obviously gave us a little head fake rejection. IWM just chopping near previous day low. Let's see, do you guys take anything here? Watson bought S&DK shares yesterday, out now. Waterman, what price on MU? I got in at 811, out at 619. I'm not sure if you're asking about my entry or exit, but there's both. Did anybody catch a short? The only short I was really looking at was potentially PLTR. But I liked the upside on MU and Tesla better. But PLTR had a nice little initial weakness, bounced back up to previous day low a couple times. Could have worked. Oh, nice, Tony. Little pause in the S&P and NASDAQ, but Russell flushing. Tesla still coming down. MU still coming down. AMD still coming down. Almost back down to lows of day. NVIDIA at lows. PLTR, another leg lower. Yeah, once the S&P and NASDAQ made that bounce and got rejected again at previous, kind of right below previous day high, definitely could have used that to not necessarily change bias to short, but been a little bit more cautious about looking for that continuation. Apple is staying strong. It did dip a little bit, but it's pushing back up. Amazon still trying to get back up to previous day low. NVIDIA through lows. Yeah, on MU, I did. I definitely could have gotten out of some at 10%, but I had my profit target a little higher on that one. I was looking for highs of day, but I had my profit target well below highs of day, but that was kind of my main target on MU. So I didn't scale on any of those. Tezzy all the way back down to lows of day where it opened. Bitcoin super weak, down 3.5%. Crypto's weak. MSTR is down 4%. Coinbase is down almost 7%. Coinbase has earnings this week. Circle down 3%. Hood continuing its fall after earnings, down almost 13%.
Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
Not seeing anything I have any interest in getting into at this point. Just kind of looking around here at some longer term charts. Well, my friends, I'm going to wrap the stream. If I see anything else here after things kind of calm down, either a reversal setup potentially, or, I mean, Apple's still holding up well. So that would be the only thing that's shown any relative strength on the upside. Or if we start to pause or see a bounce and can find an area to level, a level to manage risk around on, getting in for some further downside. But I just don't. There's nothing I see right now that has any of my interest. So we'll go ahead and wrap it. Have a good rest of your day. Like I said, if I post anything else, I'll do it in the trade channel. Otherwise, we'll see you in Power Hour. Cheers.